Greetings to all the blooming souls that managed to find this video, because it has been what feels like a whole year since I last uploaded. It's not a whole year, but it's a long time. Even so, it's actually a good thing because it means that I am accepting that I'm a human and I'm actually enjoying my life and I'm not living in fear of social media. When that is said, I still do miss talking to you. And that's why it's so special to me if you actually decided to see this video. Anyway, life is crazy. A lot of stuff's going on. I already have 2 other projects right now, which you will have to wait to see until I actually manage to edit them and finish them. But for now, this project is all about upgrading Abby's hamster cage. It was pretty chaotic, but I guess that's just how my life is on a daily basis because I try to get the best of it. I'm now on the other side and I'm very, very happy with the result, but it was a journey, it was a struggle, and you are about to witness all of it right now. So your girl here has actually graduated since the last video, and my school very kindly sent me a box with delicious things to both eat and drink. But it was time to choose a new project from my very long list of ideas. If you follow me on Instagram, you might know that we are now 1 hamster soul less in this household. Pearl managed to be 2.5 years old and she really seemed to enjoy this cage, so I decided to clean it and try and sell it online. The parents who ended up buying the cage told me it was a birthday present for their daughter, since the only thing she wished for this year was a dwarf hamster. Now I can only hope this next hamster will enjoy this cage too. With Abby's cage now wide open, I couldn't resist doing a redesign as my next project. First I tried to just buy everything, but I quickly realized that's going to be very expensive and not very creative. Then I borrowed my boyfriend's father's workshop to build something out of wood, but I realized buying wood can also pretty quickly become expensive. So I sat for some time just thinking what to do next. Then I realized the packaging from my school was actually pretty sturdy, and I decided that it would be worth trying to use it as a building material. And after seeing the tubes I have also saved, I came up with my first idea. First step was to take off the tape, since that's not very hamster friendly. And then it was time to cut. I wasn't sure my small cute cat paw cutter was strong enough, but I gave it a try, and to my surprise, it actually worked really well. My idea was to make a level above the house I had built and make the tube look like tree trunks, and then top it all off with moss. Second step was to make sure that my idea could actually stand and not collapse. When that was verified, it was time to glue it all together once again in a hamster safe way. After some struggle, I managed to open my animal friendly silicone, which I thought was the cheapest solution for me, even though this stuff actually isn't cheap at all. It's funny how we sometimes think we take the lazy choice, when in reality it makes everything a lot more complicated and frustrating. As mentioned, this takes a long time to dry, so it was now time to wait. In the meantime, I thought it was finally time to figure out how to get my gel nails off. A lady made me buy this very expensive set, which I didn't plan to do, but I just didn't have the energy to say no. First, I was advised on YouTube to file the protective coat off. It felt very wrong to file on top of my nails, and this process took a lot longer than I expected, which made it a workout for my arms, but I had to keep going. When most of the coat was gone, it was then time to put on the stuff on my nails, which should make the gel nail polish crumble off. Normally it doesn't smell very pleasant, but this smelled a lot like grapes for some reason. The idea is to add the liquid to a piece of cotton and then wrap it around your finger with some tin foil. Do that with all your fingers without ripping them off by accident, and then you look like a modern version of a weird tinfoil guy. I then waited for some time and then realized I had made the mistake of not opening the wood stick thingy before rubbing my fingers. leaving me in a bit of a struggle I couldn't solve, so I kindly asked my boyfriend to help me. I also had forgotten which hand to begin with, so I just took a chance on my right hand, which definitely was a struggle to work with, so I thought I might have made the wrong choice, but in reality they were all a struggle for me, but in the end they all came off. The next day I decided to make pancakes. Was this procrastination? Maybe, maybe not. All I can say is that they tasted really good and my boyfriend enjoyed them too. Whoops. I have never tried having a pancake doing that before. Oh well, let's clean it up before somebody steps in it. After healing with some pancakes, I decided to ride my trusty brown bike. I just quickly had to look for a nice stick to remove all the not so nice spider web on it.
Yeah.
In the pet shop they of course didn't have what I needed, and I even looked in other shops for other fun ideas, but I still ended up going home empty-handed. At least the weather was nice that day. After having some days with no motivation at all, I decided it was time to do something that my inner child would enjoy, running in a field like I had no troubles at all. I found my position and told myself to not think, just run. So I did, and it was in this moment that I realized I had fucked up. The short story is I once sprained my knee and was told to do some specific exercises for the rest of my life. Had I kept doing these exercises? No, of course not, and I was now about to pay the price, because my knee did it again. How ironic, I did this to make myself feel happy, and instead I ended up with more pain. I first had to sit a bit and calm myself down, then I felt the anger and frustration, and then it was time to humbly limp my way home. Not what you expected? Me neither, and all I could do now was once again to sit and wait for things to heal. Luckily, my project didn't always require movements, and it was therefore time to do some hamster-safe paper mache. You obtain this by using some toilet paper and some glue made from water and flour. And I was told it's important to let each layer dry fully, so I think we should just enjoy this moment with some nice music. Okay, it was now time to get back to the project. I once again took my trusty bike, this time to a place called Bauhaus. I took a basket with the determination to buy a lot of different things. The first thing I needed was clear plastic coat and there was only one left, so it made me think I was lucky and today was going to be a good day. Sadly, they didn't have what I needed in the plastic plant area, but they did have these hanging plants, which I really want to buy now because they are freaking cool. It also showed that they overall didn't have any of the things I needed and I started to become overwhelmed. And when it was time to head back home again, the only thing I had in my big basket was this small plastic coat. This meant I came home feeling like a failure. But at least I did do some grocery shopping on the way home. To compensate for the overwhelming adventure, I decided it was time for a nap. Later on, with Abby curiously watching by my side, I decided to enjoy the one thing I actually managed to get. It's for Abby's home and it's this thin liquid which you have to be careful not to drip. Damn it. Anyway, I have been told it over time dries and leaves a protective layer, so if Abby decides to pee here, the tree isn't going to soak it all up and start smelling really bad. Yes, Abby, I am talking about you. I love you, but your pee really stinks. I then had a bit of a crisis over how long this project is actually taking me. What I'm trying to say is, I miss you. While my boyfriend was playing D&D with his friends in the living room, I decided to stay in the studio and add a fence to this cardboard thingy, which is meant to be a sand cave. If you didn't know, hamsters don't bath in water, they bath in sand. I know it might sound weird, but let me tell you, Abby's freaking soft every single day, so sand bath definitely works. Anyway, I hope this fence would help keep the sand inside of the cave. Spoiler, it didn't. The next day I decided to dress for success. Yeah, posing is not a skill I have yet. It was a very hot and sunny day and I do care about my body, so of course I made sure to put on some sunscreen. Since I have given up trying to become a hot tan girl, I now always try to make sure I never get sunburned again, including my very lovely pale pink face. My mission this day was to find some stones, so I made sure to say hi to the local llamas before heading towards the beach. Short after my arrival, I concluded not a lot of big stones would be found here, so I quickly moved on and remembered we have a construction area nearby, which definitely was the best place to look for big stones. To make sure Abby wouldn't get hurt, I only took stones with rounded edges. This was definitely an exercise for my legs, and I did also get some weird looks by the people walking by, but I tried my best not to carry too much. At home I added some warm water and dish soap to a bucket and let it all mix for a bit. And then it was time to put all the stones into the soap water so I could lower the risk of Abby getting sick from the dirt on the rocks. When the stone has soaked in this for a while, I then scrub each stone with my hand and let it dry in the sun. It was really fun to see all the different colors, but my skin on my fingers also became very sore after this. At this point I was also getting a bit tired of the project overall, but I pushed through since we are close to being finished. Okay, so we're now back, and yes, it is a mountain of packages I have in the back, and some leftover cake. And yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of stuff is happening, and I'm very excited to share it with you. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this process. I know you haven't seen the finished result yet, and I'm very excited to show it to you. I just thought I quickly wanted to show up and say that I really appreciate you. Abby is thriving in the new cage, which makes me so happy, because the whole reason why I ended up being really nervous in the end was because I feared she would die for some reason I couldn't think of in my mind. But hopefully she will have at least 1 to half a year left, and I'm definitely going to try and enjoy her each and every single day. I really do hope you enjoyed the voiceover and the music for this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. And now I hope you are ready for the reveal, because here it is. I think it turned out so amazing, but you know, it's not about me, but about Abby. So let's just finish this video by watching how Abby reacted to this cage. What a shame. Oh no, oh no. Ugh, damn. Oh no, oh no. So I just quickly want to thank you all for watching this video, and I just hope to see you in my next adventure. And as always, please remember to stay loving and caring.